And accused in the murder of Tupac Shakur. Dwayne Keefe D. Davis speaking with investigator Vanessa Murphy. A quick note, our team was not allowed to put a microphone on Davis due to security. That's why we've included subtitles.
The trial surrounding the murder of rap legend Tupac Shakur nearly 30 years ago is just days away. We were given the rare opportunity to sit down with the man at the center of it all, Dwayne Keefe D. Davis, face to face while he waits here in jail. Did you have anything to do with the murder of Tupac Shakur?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. I wasn't even in the matter. I wasn't in the matter, period.
Do you regret the book and the interview?
Yeah, I was just after the money, and they said I was covered. I did it for the money. You know what I'm saying? And
but did anyone tell you maybe it's not a good idea to do that because they might arrest you after they hear you say that or read it in your book? Like, did anyone close to you say, not a good idea?
That was a ghostwriter did it. I didn't write that book. You know what I'm saying? I don't know nothing about no Winston Churchill, Frank Sinatra. Just read the book. You know I didn't write that book. You know what I'm saying? And the black thing, the lady, she gave me $150,000.
But then when I was watching the interview this week, and the way you sort of go through it by play, like then this happened, it's very believable.
They wrote me a script to follow. My lawyer came with the script. It seemed like he was in bed with them the whole time.
When you were talking in this interview about Tupac's murder and when you were doing this book, were you considering maybe his family at all?
No, I just did it for the money, you know what I'm saying? I was trying to feed my family, you know what I'm saying? And it's wrong. It's just wrong. I'm an innocent man. And they said, yeah, crib. I haven't been around that stuff since like 89. I stopped that stuff, pulled up my pants. I'm not no leader, no Crips, or none of that stuff. That's wrong. They just trying to make their case look good or something. He's a leader of the Crips. He's way up there in the Crips. No, I'm not. You know what I'm saying? There's no color line. I'm messing with Bloods, Crips, everybody. You know what I'm saying? I was just wasn't the leader of the Crips. I helped Suge Knight get that record company together. You know what I'm saying? And why would I kill the guy that's making us the most money? You know what I'm saying? He's the best rapper back then. Why would I kill our money like that? It don't make sense. Suge Knight will tell you that I didn't do it.
Has the DA's office offered you any plea deals, and would you consider a plea deal?
I'm not gonna take no plea deal because I didn't do nothing. You know what I'm saying? And I'm 63, I had a cancer battle, and I got 3 stents to my heart. And the average American lives to like 74 years old. 10 years, I'm dead. So what I don't like taking to jail, you know what I'm saying? I heard it was like something from 10 to 25. I'm not gonna do that, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna take a deal like that, and I have, especially after I haven't done nothing. I'm an innocent man.
How concerned are you that you'll be convicted after this trial and you won't get to spend your final years with your family?
Yeah, I think the Ninth Circuit Court is gonna let me go. I think they're gonna let me go, because it's not right. I'm gonna be all right though, because God upstairs, he got me, and he know I am this. Yeah, and I hate I put my family in jeopardy like this. So that's one regret I have.
Jury selection is scheduled for August 10th. Vanessa Murphy, 8 News Now.
Keefe D, he pulled up. He was the one shooting out the window, and there was somebody shooting out the back. Now, keep in mind, regardless of who had the gun, they bogus for doing this to Tupac because Tupac ain't do nothing but tell Snoop Dogg that he don't want to have no ties in certain stuff that they had going on, because keep in mind, they were signed to the same label. They were signed to Death Row Records. He didn't want to have no parts in Snoop Dogg and Suge Knight getting into it. Now, Snoop Dogg, he blew the beef out of proportion because he was actually trying to protect himself and say that he was going to hurt Suge Knight or anybody who came back there to that side of the room where he was at on that plane. Now, keep in mind, they was leaving from doing the show. He was already supposed to hop on another flight, but he told them, man, can I bring my security on here with us? Suge Knight said, no, you can't bring nobody on here with us. You have to come by yourself.
While everyone
it just was all bad.
Shakur was shot 4 times after leaving the Mike Tyson boxing match in Las Vegas in a car driven by Marion Suge Knight, head of his label, Death Row Records.
So I jumped in my Hummer and we drove to Vegas. Suge was at home. He was standing up, but he had like a patch up. His hair was wrapped up. And he came and explained to us as far as what had happened.
You can't have nobody sitting back putting themselves in a situation, and you can't retaliate really because you're on a plane and you don't have no type of protection or weapons really to actually help you. So that escalated to where Snoop Dogg looked at Tupac some type of way, because Snoop Dogg, he knew that Tupac was still under Suge Knight's wing. And everybody know for a fact, if you a fan of Tupac, man, drop the RP Tupac down in the comment section, man. They bogus for what they did. And I would like to say, if they end up catching more than one person for what happened to Tupac, that's going to be crazy, because it took them so long to get Keefe D and to get the correct evidence to be able to convict that man, because he did it. He told them he did it. He told them he passed the gun. He said that Von Zip took half the money for the hit. Now, keep in mind, they said that P. Diddy had something to do with it. He's supposed to gave $1 million or something, but I don't know how true that is. I don't know the details deeply about what P. Diddy supposedly had did, and P. Diddy locked up right now. So I don't know too much about that situation, but I do know that they keep saying now Snoop Dogg, he conspired to do something to Suge Knight. But keep in mind, Suge Knight is a part of Tupac. They came up together like this. Suge Knight used to be MC Hammer and Vanilla Ice, you feel me, mediator. He was in the middle of everything. He the one that went over there and told him to release all that stuff and stop making music. Like, dude, it's sad, man, because it shouldn't have took this long for them to find who actually did this to Tupac. I would like to say they set that man up. They set Tupac up, and they knew that if Tupac would have been in that driver's seat of that BMW, he would have got up out of this situation, and this one never came to this, to the point where we 28 years later saying RIP Tupac. He wasn't number 20-some years old. Now, regardless of how they look at it, when they do go to trial, they said that they're going to bring every potential witness to the stand that they need. They're going to get the security footage from the MGM. And keep in mind, right there on Koval, Flamingo, y'all already know it's cameras everywhere. Regardless of how they looked at it, they bogus for what they did to Tupac. And Tupac, he got a family too. Tupac, he got people that love him. He didn't want to get did like that, and it's wrong because one beef led to another one. Next thing you know, East Coast versus West Coast. At the end of the day, I want to know Who rocking with Tupac? If you a fan of Tupac, drop the RIP Tupacs down in the comment section and hit the like button if you feel that they set him up all in one package because they knew exactly what they did. They thought they was going to get away with it. That was the thing. Whenever you think you're going to get away with something, it always come back on you tenfold. You can't put yourself in these situations thinking that it's going to be an easy escape. Tupac, he made a way for a lot of people, a lot of rappers, a lot of singers. Tupac, he was diverse. He could sing, he could rap, and he was a person who was funny. Tupac, he did what he did. You know, he pissed a lot of people off and made people mad, but according to the evidence, it goes to show that they looking at everybody who was in Tupac corner to see why did this escalate to this. And this is why they broke down the full story of everything that went down, man. I want y'all to know, Gene Deal been saying for years that P. Diddy had something to do with what happened to Tupac. Nobody believed it. I don't know how true this is, of Snoop Dogg conspiring to do something to Tupac all because of the beef with Suge Knight. But I hope this ain't true, Snoop Dogg, man, because I rock with you, Snoop Dogg. At the end of the day, I want everybody to know Snoop Dogg and Tupac, they was hand in hand. They was making music together. They was doing shows together and getting money together. And then next thing you know, somebody came in between all that. Regardless of what happened, Mike Tyson already said he saw everything that went down and he saw the tension and the F from when everybody was up there in the audience of that fight. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Let me know if you're a fan of Tupac. Let me know if you think that they set Tupac up. Jada Pinkett Smith, every time she looked at Diddy, all she thought about was Tupac. Keep in mind, Jada Pinkett Smith and Tupac, they was like this. They probably would have been married right now if Tupac would have never got hit up like that, man. They did Tupac dirty. They weren't supposed to never do that to no person who actually doing good and helping people, regardless of the music he made that made people upset, because he was doing a lot of dissing from the beginning before all the drill and everything even came around. Next thing you know, Tupac making Dear Mama, all type of stuff. Like, come on now, we already know Tupac songs. He got the greatest hits. Let me know if you feel that they bogus for what they did to Tupac. I'm so glad they came out with this information because now we finna see everything unfold. And if Snoop Dogg has something to do with it, man, you bogus for what you did, man. The feds is apparently investigating Tupac murder. They mentioned Snoop Dogg name and the beef that they had going on. Now keep in mind, Greg K, he been working on this case for years, over 20 years now. They came back 28 years later to get Keffe D. Keffe D, he was the one who kept making books and doing interviews saying what he did to Tupac. Now Keffe D, he one of the notorious gang leaders of the Crips. We know for a fact that Tupac, he talked to Mike Tyson when he went to that game. Next thing you know, Tupac ended up getting hit up. R.I.P. Tupac. I would like to send my condolences to Tupac and his family because his family is the ones grieving right now.
While everyone wondered who killed Tupac, Snoop blamed the man that was driving the car he got shot in that night.
The most feared figure in all of hip-hop.
You put all of our lives in jeopardy like that, you don't care about Pop. And confronted him face to face. Come up to my room, there ain't gonna be nobody in there. Just me and you.
It's either the moment you gonna kill me, or we're gonna get some clarity in this air.
But did Snoop Dogg know something was going to happen that night?
The next day, when we turned on the news, all we seen was the yellow tape. It just was all bad.
Shakur was shot 4 times after leaving the Mike Tyson boxing match in Las Vegas in a car driven by Marion Suge Knight, head of his label, Death Row Records.
So I jumped in my Hummer and we drove to Vegas. Suge was at home. He was standing up, but he had like a patch. His hair was wrapped up. And he came and explained to us as far as what had happened.
Come on now, Greg Caden, that's the man who was working on this case for a long time, man. I would like to send my condolences out to Tupac. I would like to send my condolences out to his family, man, because they said that they not gonna stop until they actually get the right people. It's so many people who knew exactly what the play was. They ain't want to say nothing, man. They ain't want to warn Tupac and Suge Knight. He got hit up too, and he kept trying to come out and say Diddy bogus. He was the one who actually put it out there and said Diddy was the one that did this, y'all. I want y'all to know this sad, man, and it's crazy they even had to put themselves in this situation, and now it's gonna take a lot for Diddy to even get out of jail from this, man. Diddy knew what he did, but we know for a fact Tupac was the greatest rapper alive. Regardless of how they put it, hit the like button if you feel that they set Tupac up. If you're a fan of Tupac, I want y'all to drop the 222s down in the comment section. Everybody know Diddy, he get down bogus, man. He get over on a lot of people, and people don't like that. You cannot put yourself in a situation thinking you could just buy your way out of everything. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you a fan of Tupac. The Fed said that as soon as Tupac left the fight, he went out to the parking garage. Now keep in mind, this is where things get real shocking and real interesting at. They said that Tupac, he looked around the parking lot. He kept telling the security that was in the car behind him, keep in mind, they wasn't alone. Everybody thought that Tupac and Suge Knight was in the car alone. They wasn't. They had a couple more cars following them. Y'all saw them people in that video where they was showing Tupac walking through the parking garage. Tupac, he was already geeked up. He already knew for a fact that by them saying what they said and then dude end up swinging, you feel me? Orlando Anderson, y'all already know, dude, that's the one who supposedly waited outside until Tupac came out there, and they rode around for like 15 minutes looking for Tupac. Tupac and them, they was still trying to get themselves together while they was inside. Now, the truck that was right behind them, the dude that was driving it, he ended up saying that Snoop Dogg, Diddy, and a couple more other people had something to do with what happened to Tupac. And I want everybody to know, this is coming straight from Harlem. Everybody know for a fact that Snoop Dogg, he did his thing, but how he moved strategic. Snoop Dogg ain't want no parts of Death Row after he saw how Tupac was right there when Suge Knight was doing all that stuff and saying what he said to Snoop Dogg. Now keep in mind, the feds got all this documented and everything was recorded when they did it. They bogus for what happened to Tupac. They should have never did that to Tupac. Tupac ain't deserve to go out like that. They said that Tupac, he left the fight. He saw the car pull up, but he didn't know who was in the car, because as soon as they let the windows down, that's when everybody saw the dude instantly start shooting out the window. I want y'all to know they murdered Tupac for no reason, when everybody know for a fact that Von Zip was the one who ran off with the money. So everybody who actually was the foot soldiers, Keefe D, Orlando Brown, and the rest of them who was in that white car, y'all already know that Cadillac that they keep on posting and saying that this is the getaway vehicle that they used 28 years ago when they did that to Tupac. Like at the end of the day, now keep in mind, this is when everything first ignited and everything first started going on. Keep in mind, they was cool once upon a time. He said he don't want to be cool with Biggie no more. I don't know how true that is, but Diddy, if you pulled a gun on Tupac when you was the one that actually invited him over there, you bogus for what you did. And this is why everybody's sitting back looking at it as if you're like, yeah, Diddy, he capable of giving them bread to put on somebody's head. You feel me? He did it plenty of times. Look what happened to all the other people who came before Tupac who got into it with Diddy. Now, everybody knew that Biggie Smalls, he was trying to keep it to where him and Tupac was still tight after the police ran up in their apartment and found them guns. And B.I.G., he ran out and left Tupac in there, and they end up charging Tupac with Biggie guns. Y'all know what I'm talking about. If you from the streets, you already know. Hey, look, everybody kept saying that Snoop Dogg, he was bogus for doing that, but everybody already know for a fact you cannot go out there and hang with the person that the other one was into it with. Like, come on now, man. We know for a fact that they bogus for what they did, but the way that they did it was sloppy.